With Chapter 5 Season 3 right around the corner, right now is one of the best times for new players to go pro in Fortnite. Major 3 has the most global LAN qualification spots in FNCS Finals, where there's going to be 10 duos from both EU and NA moving on to the LAN event held in Texas this fall. So if you want to qualify yourself to a massive event and potentially win thousands of dollars, this is the right video for you. That's because in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can go pro in only 2 weeks getting ready for FNCS. I'm going to break down the best routines, best way to find a duo, and how to make your first earnings next season. So make sure to watch all the way until the end of this video. But before this video starts, I make absolutely $0 off of YouTube, so if you could drop a like, that would be very appreciated. Now let's get right into the video. So like I said, the first thing I'm going to cover is the most optimal routine for new players to go pro in Fortnite. This involves aim training, creative, and scrims. You might be wondering where ranked comes in play, but let's be honest, grinding ranked 8 hours a day might help you improve at some aspects of the game, but there are much more efficient ways to spend your time. This is a major reason why you don't see any pro players playing ranked after they have already hit Unreal. While grinding ranked can be fun, if you're trying to go pro, it is a complete waste of your time. With that being said, let's talk about how to spend your time to make sure that you're going to see the most improvement in your game. First, it is important to understand how much time you have to play the game. If you have anything under 3 hours a day, then going pro is almost impossible for you because most tournaments are already 3 hours long, or can even take longer than that and not give you much time to practice, but anything above that amount of time should be good enough. The first thing that all new players looking to go pro should add to their routine is aim training. This is because your aim is the most important part of your game in Fortnite, and people with insanely good aim can rely on it to save them from sticky situations. Now for keyboard and mouse players, you have 2 great options with both Kovacs and Aim Labs you can download to practice your aim, and I've made videos on both of them that will give you the best settings and routine that you can find in the description of this video. But for controller players, you're going to need to play creative maps such as Raider464's Aim Duel map that I have the code in the description for you as well. You should always aim train before you play scrims or tournaments so that you can get the benefit of aim training while you are actually playing Fortnite. This is a great way to start your warm-up routine, and I recommend aim training for no more than 30 minutes a day before you play Fortnite. The next thing you should do in your routine is play creative. This is because after warming up your aim, now you need to warm up your mechanics like building and editing. In Fortnite, mechanics are very important, and you only get better when you practice them because of your muscle memory. Think about it like going to the gym. The first time you go to the gym, all the exercises feel really awkward, but after each session, you slowly get better at them. This is the same type of situation with mechanics in Fortnite. So with the right creative routine, you can see improvements every single day. The main focus of your creative playtime each day should be on fighting, and there is nothing special about that. When you play creative, you should practice all types of fighting with as many repetitions as you can get. Some of my favorite maps to practice in creative are 1v1 build fights, Martos speed box fights, realistic 1v1 fights, zone wars, and box fights. No one map gives you all situations that you need to practice, which is why I recommend focusing on a different type of fighting each day. So today, for example, I might focus on box fights, but then tomorrow I'm going to play zone wars, and so on. This will allow you to get the benefit of all of the maps without missing out on anything. When trying to go pro, you should aim for about an hour of creative playtime a day to get as good as fighting as you can. But one of the biggest mistakes people make when playing creative is playing with the same people every single day. When you 1v1 the same person day after day, you start to build bad habits around that player's playstyle of fighting, and you limit the amount of playstyles you're exposed to. But in tournaments, you will be fighting different kinds of players, and it will make it hard to predict them without exposing yourself to their different playstyles. This is why you should 1v1 as many different people as possible who are hopefully better than you so that you can improve and see your mistakes. The easiest way to find new players to 1v1 is to message anyone in a scrim Discord asking for a 1v1. You will find someone very quickly. The last thing you need to do in your daily routine is to play scrim. This is because at this point in the day, you should be fully warmed up, and now it's time to put everything to the test by playing scrims and trying to win. Some of the best scrim discords on NA are Manu Scrims, Dig Fort because they always host money tournaments, and FPL Scrims. Playing scrims for an hour to 2 hours a day will massively improve your gameplay in tournaments and prepare you for stacked games in high elo of cash cups. After each scrim session, I like to go into replays and VOD review every game to see the mistakes I made that I can improve the next day. Remember, your death is always your fault and there are always ways to improve in the game. Never limit the amount of progress you can make by skipping VOD reviewing, especially if you have a lot of time to spend on Fortnite. So summing up the last few minutes into one sentence, your routine should look something like this. Warm up with an aim training for around 30 minutes, practice fighting and creative for about an hour, and finally play some scrims for about an hour to 2 hours, including VOD reviewing. Now that you have an amazing routine to practice and improve each day, the next thing you need to focus on to go pro is finding another player working as hard as you that can be your duo. Honestly, from my experience, this is the hardest part of going pro. Not only is it hard to find a good player, but once you find them, unless you have a good reputation or a lot of PR, the chance that they're going to play with you is very slim. That is why it's so important to get insanely good at solos so that you can gain PR from cash cups and even make earnings, which will give you much more respect and the ability to duo with better people. The easiest way to find a duo is to post in any scrim Discord, but I would be careful who you try out with because a lot of the people in scrim Discords will waste your time. One alternative is to go onto Twitter and to start to make yourself known in the Fortnite community. You can do this by following pro players and even smaller pro players. Commenting under their tweets and even DMing people is a great way to gain exposure. However, a lot of people are toxic in the Fortnite community, so don't expect support from everyone. The more exposure you get, the better chance you will find a better duo to play with. Once you find someone as good as you or even better who is grinding to go pro just like you, it is important not to split up with them because then you are going to go straight back to the drawing board. You should only split up with your duo if they do not grind the game enough or you believe you are much better than them and they are holding you back. Otherwise, practicing with them is the best chance at going pro and qualifying for FNCS finals. Now that you have found a great duo, it is time to make your first earnings of the season. The easiest way to do this is either by winning a game in the Solo Cash Cup Finals or qualifying for the Duo Cash Cup Finals where you are guaranteed $100 on both EU and NA. About 200 people win a game in each Solo Cash Cup Finals, so chance of you winning if you have been practicing your routine every day are not extremely low. There are a ton of Solo Cash Cup guides you can watch on YouTube to understand how you need to play to secure the win in finals. Now, qualifying to the Duo Cash Cup Finals is much harder because only 50 teams can qualify. However, if you and your duo get really good at W King, you can get a very high kill first game that will give you a massive advantage and a chance to qualify to the finals. Honestly, if you go into the replays and watch some of the players who just qualified for the finals around the 50th team mark, you can tell that they are not the best players in the world, but they do understand how the format works and they are very consistent when it comes to qualifying. Now you know everything you need to go pro in Fortnite, but the rest is up to you to put the time and the effort into the game. I truly believe in every single one of you guys and would love to see how you guys place in tournaments this season. So join my Discord in the description so we can support each other. Thank you guys for watching and God bless.